YouTube, it's the Unknown Arborist. I'm here. I'm going to teach you how to start a fire in your fireplace, but it'll pretty much work anywhere. A lot of people buy a new house or they didn't grow up with a fireplace, and starting a fire can be a little bit tricky unless you know what you're doing. So I'm going to teach you how to do it, and you can just sit down here with me and we'll start a fire together, and then you can try it on your own. So I just got some shredded paper here that I use, paper shredder for, I don't know, stuff I don't want to send to the dump. So I usually use that for starting my fire. So I just put a little bit of that in there, like so. And then I take a small piece of wood, and the drier the wood, the better. So I recommend drying out your wood or buying dried wood. A lot of people sell you wet wood. That's harder to start. But so I like to take a base piece and stick it at the back of the fireplace, and I can build off of that. And here's a little trick. If you got any oil in your kitchen, olive oil, vegetable oil, some Crisco, anything like that, if you just put a little dab on your paper, it'll keep the paper burning a little bit longer and hotter. So that's going to help you out a lot with starting your fire. So I don't really need to do that, but just to show you, just a little drizzle on there. Don't need too much. So I'm going to tell you this. The problem most people have with starting a fire is they try to pile it on too quick. And fire is finicky. When it's in its infant stage, it's very finicky and it's hard to get started. Hold on a second, let me grab a lighter. So just like anything new, you kind of have to nurture it and build it up. Once you get a fire going good though, and good base to it, some good coals, it's hard to put it out. But getting it started, that's where people have the most trouble. So you just gotta feed it real slow when it's a baby, right? Women know about that. How to take care of babies better than men. You got to be gentle with them and grow them up. And then when they become men, they're strong enough to protect you. Same thing with fire. You grow it real slow at the beginning, and then pretty soon it's going to keep you warm and it's going to take care of you. So I guess that's with anything that's growing up, right? You got to take care of it first, and then it'll take care of you. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up. I like to put some wood and you cross it up. If you stack it all in one direction, the fire is going to have a hard time climbing through it. So we'll stack up the wood and we cross it so the fire can climb up through it like a structure. Fires love to climb through structures. They don't like to be smothered. We don't want to smother. We need air. We need oxygen, fuel, and heat. And that's how a fire is going to thrive. So let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and light it off here. A lot of times when people see fire going up like that, they're going to just want to smother it out, throw logs on it. They think it's time to go ahead and pile it up. Well, it is. It's not time. We need to get some heat going. Heat and oxygen, and the fuel has to be just right for the heat and oxygen that's going on. So we'll go ahead and put a little piece of oak on top of here. And we'll get a little bit bigger piece of oak, but nothing too big. See how I crossed that up right there? So the fire can travel up through there and kind of find its way and burn the fuel that it wants to burn. We need a lot of helps if I open the flue. Yeah, it's loving it already. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bigger piece right across there, right where the flame's coming up and doesn't have a spot to burn. It's gonna like that. And the deal is, once you get a good base on here, you can start to load it up. But always make sure the fire has a way of climbing out. You need pockets where it can draw air, send the heat up, and burn the next thing above it. If you start smothering it out, everything going the same direction, fire doesn't like that. Yeah, it's already getting warm. You can use this technique on campfires. You can use it in a wood stove, fireplace. Anytime you want to start a fire. If I had more room, I'd go ahead and lay one log in the back, one in the front, and then I do across and across to make kind of a square. I'd put some paper in the middle, and then I go ahead and build kindling across that square like that, zigzag it back and forth, and then I'd start that, and it would actually start burning around the square and the kindling, and then I can lay wood on top of that, and you'll have plenty of air coming up underneath through the square, and it'll burn the other wood. But you can try different techniques just as long as you have airflow. Fire's so nice. It's so warm and comforting. My bird loves it too. Every time I start a fire, she climbs to the edge of her cage so she can feel that warmth. It's pretty funny. Here, I'll show you my bird real quick. I know it's not about fire, but you can meet her. Her name's Ellie. Hey, Ellie. You want to be a star? You love the fire, don't you? You love to climb out there to the edge, keep warm. It's pretty fun, huh?